Probably a lot of good things happened here, ever since I played my first time here as an amateur. Look back, see a lot of good stuff, look around, the views really nice, and that's what I remember most about this course is how nice the views are, and just takes your mind out of golf a little bit when you're playing. I think everything was going really well last year. Everything was just, happened at the right time, at the right moment. And that's golf. It's just timing. Mm-hmm. And that happened to be the week. And so I was really fortunate to, grab that trophy on Sunday. But you can't really expect to do that or repeat that because it's just life. You can't expect to, do the same thing every single day because there's going to be this and that. Not everything's going to be the same. So it's going to keep that into my perspective. I think, every week you learn about what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what you do well to, perform well, what you have to do to perform well. I think that's what I learned the most. And it still is a learning curve these days. I would say at majors, I tend to be a little bit more in tune with what I'm doing. I want to be here more than just a regular event because I do enjoy my time at home, but at the same time, just being here and enjoying, embracing the beauty of it, of traveling and being on tour is also important. I would say my game, if anything, was better than last year. I feel like everything was more solid, everything was more into place, position-wise, just matter of execution here and there. I didn't really have the timing going right for me at the right moment, but that's just golf and life. So just gotta really, take what you can take. Honored to have my name there right next to all the Hall of Fames and past champions. And if anything, proud to, put my name there. And I actually took a picture of it with it. Just a nice feeling. Makes me love this place even more, regardless of how I'm going to do this week. It's a bittersweet goodbye, I guess. What Chevron did to this tournament, raising the purse and really growing the women's game. It's something, truly what we're after, what everyone is after. I was at the Champions dinner last night and, the Hall of Famer, Julie Inkster, said the goal is to grow the game, and that's what we're heading towards, which is a great thing. But at the same time, having to move this event out of California, out of the desert, it's sad. I love coming back here, but, we're evolving and we're changing, and, we always look forward to what's new. Probably the food. I was cooked by Chef Thomas Keller. I was really honored to, work with him with the menu and had a really nice meal. And, all the past champions that were there. Felt really honored to be there, even though, it was nice.
What did you have?
So we had short ribs, really, really good meat. With some dark chocolate dessert, and Chef Keller did a really great job creating that menu because I just told him I love beef.
Did you request ribs?
No, I just told him any kinds of steak or beef, and he did a great job.
Thanks.
Awesome. It's just a feeling, it is. I would say it is better. That's just how I feel with my game. If anything, last year I was working on some stuff, and I happened to execute better than this year. Because if you were to ask me 10 more times, 100 times, I would say it is better than last year. It's just scores are scores. You can't really control that, but you can control what you're doing with the process, what you can do to become a better player. And I already feel that I'm becoming a better player than last year. Probably the length, and, you got to execute well here because, if you ended up making a mistake, you have to have good short games, just a well-rounded course for a well-rounded type of player. If you're in the rough, regardless of what the course is, it's going to be tougher to get back into position, so you just got to play from where you are.
See, the proper answer is, I don't know how the rough is. I was in the fairway all day.
Is that what you want to hear? Or, you're asking me.
You tell him, hon. All right, thanks, Larry. We'll go next here to Kent, and then we'll go to the Zoom.
What parts of your game do you consider better now than a year ago?
Just well-rounded, more shots, more structure, more shots, and just more solid. Because last year there's still some funky stuff going on, but I managed to play well with it.
Why not?
Which is with my swing, I have to always think about it now. I don't really have to think about it. That's what I like most about my game this year, is that everything's in place. All I need to care is just put everything in place. But at the same time, sometimes you feel good about your game and you're not playing well. Sometimes you feel okay, but your scoring is amazing. So
you talk about the learning curve out here on the LPGA. What do you know now that you didn't know going into your win last year?
I still don't know a lot of stuff. I mean, it is a tough question to answer. What do I know now? I know that I shouldn't work out on a Tuesday because that wouldn't help me on Thursday. That's what I learned, I guess. Just depending on what you face.
And you learn which hotels you like and you don't like and where to go and things like that.
Yeah. What to eat, what not to eat. I still don't know a lot of stuff. I mean, it is a tough question to answer. What do I know now? I know that I shouldn't work out on a Tuesday because that wouldn't help me on Thursday. That's what I learned, I guess. Just depending on what you face. So I remember that year I came out, and it was a tough decision because, I mean, like, you're giving up an opportunity to go to the Augusta National. I mean, it's, at the end of the day, I stick to what was best for me. At the time I was at UCLA, it just didn't make sense for me to fly across the country 3 hours ahead and being on the East Coast when I can just literally drive to a major championship. And I would, if I were to go back in time, I would still do that with my full heartbeat. It was a tough decision, but that was where it was laying out for me, because at the end of the day, I want to play this event for my career, for, look ahead, probably going to come back here and play. I want to, have the experience of playing in majors and just the nerves, and it was just makes more sense to me. That's why I picked that. But no one should have had that big decision picking, because you shouldn't have to pick, what's best for your career, because both are really good for your career. And, next year, no one have to pick that anymore. I'm so glad to hear that, because we're going to move it, I think, a month ahead. We don't know, but it's not going to be the same week. So I'm really happy that no one have to pick and choose between Augusta and a major, because it is a tough choice. I would say the pond, jumping into the pond, that's just, when you come to this major, like, you imagine the winner jumping into the pond. But, I really hope they do that, continue that tradition. But if anything, we're evolving, we're changing, and, the girls out here are always open for it. Just be smart with it. If I can go for it, I will. But if I don't, then, my wedge game is there. And I believe that, 4 days, if I lay up 4 days, I could be 1 or 2 under.
What club do you have to have in your hand to hold that green to make it a green?
I think it's like a perfect number. Doesn't have to, 5 wood or 3 wood might not be ideal because we don't have a backstop anymore. Mm-hmm. But it just has to be, everything has to be perfect. Perfect condition, perfect lies, perfect club yardage. I agreed on that with my caddy that, you can just wedge it in and make a putt too.
Thank you.
Anything further? All right. I think we'll wrap
Thank
it up. Thanks
you.
so much, Patty.